terms of creativity. Robinson chasing that one down. Forward by Adams. That's a lovely ball, and Freeman couldn't quite take it with him.
Some warning signs for Belgium as the United States have pressed a little bit, looking for a straight ball. Could have done much better. That his first touch let him down badly.
Reams header, picked up by Gio Reyna. Tillman. Pulisic desperately trying to run off that injury from moments ago.
Yeah, he's still limping for sure, Pulisic.
Adams. Tillman. Adams. Reyna scooping for Balogun. Just wouldn't settle for him, and it just crept out. Well, this game, whatever your vantage point, has certainly provided plenty of excitement and entertainment. And a fair bit of noise as well.
Castagne on this right-hand side for Belgium has been excellent too. Done some really good work defensively, as well as getting a decent offensive positions as well.
Here's Reyna. Certainly an encouraging start to the second half from the co-hosts here, albeit without really hurting Belgium, who always possess that threat on the counter-attack. Christian Pulisic still doesn't look right.
Still trying to shake that off. That was potentially a dangerous situation for Pulisic, and they're going to give him some time, but I wouldn't be surprised to make some changes, and Vancouver Whitecap fans will like what they see if Berhalter makes his way onto the pitch, because he's been lively for them in MLS this season and a few seasons.
Oh, Matt Freese could be in trouble here. The US could be in trouble here. It's a shocker of a goal from the co-host's point of view. The situation looked under control until it wasn't. And maybe the next stage is within touching distance for Belgium now. A fair bit of promise at the start of the second half from the Americans, but that has vanished in an instant.
That is absolutely awful from the United States. Like you said, they had some pressure. They look as though they're creating some opportunities, and Matt Freese comes out and just makes an absolute mess of it. And then he's in no man's land. It's just about hitting the target. Tim Reams on the line, but just got to get it past him, and he does actually quite well. Van Anaken does very well. But look at Freese here. He dwells on the ball, and it's an absolute gift for Belgium to make it 3-1. Not the start the United States wanted in the second half. It's a tidy finish.
He's done a fair bit right for the United States in this tournament, Matt Freese. But that was a moment that went horribly wrong. Hans van Aken, the goal scorer, and it's the end for Christian Pulisic. who's unable to shake off the injury from moments ago. The door closes for him, and it opens for Sebastian Berhalter. A painful few moments for the United States in different ways.
Yeah, you're playing against a very good side that have their tails up in this match completely, and the last thing you could do is gift them with something. It's going to be a mountain to climb for the U.S., but can Berhalter make a change? Can Reina make a difference? Two quality players, in my opinion. Can they match the quality of Belgium? That's the question.
Well, unless something happens in the time that remains here, we're going to lose all three co-hosts in one fell swoop at this World Cup. The round of 16 already seeing the back of Canada and Mexico, and the United States of America now have a lot of work to do to stay in. Time is on their side, but moments like that just see the heads drop a little further.
Obviously losing that man is very important to this team, of course, and hopefully it's not a long-term injury for him. But the introduction of Berhalter is something that could be dangerous for the U.S. just the same. They're not out of this quite yet.
Richards for Freeman. Berhalter. Freeman again. This is Van Aken. One for De Ketelaere to chase with Tim Ream. Well, you don't wish a moment like that on a goalkeeper at any level of the game, let alone when the world is watching.
Yeah, you can't afford mistakes as a goalkeeper, of course, and you want to just dig a big hole for himself. Everybody's been there at some stage in their career, but you don't want to be doing that in the last 16, of course.
Here's Ream, and now Freeman. And as much as the American fans might well be downhearted by this scoreline, what a boost that goal is to the Belgian cause. Richards. Reina left it for Balogun. Berhalter. And again for Adams. Robinson adding some pace to proceedings. Adams just rolled away from Berhalter, and now the counter. De Ketelaere lends it to Trossard. He just tried to find the space, blocked by the combination of Adams and Richards. Football can be a painful game at times. So much optimism arriving here at the stadium today for those from the USA. They find themselves in a real spot of bother here, and defending a Belgian corner to boot. In front of Kuiper. Tillman clearing his lines. They'll go again, Belgium here. Berhalter away. United States ball, they're on with it quickly. Maybe a little too quickly for themselves. Richards. Robinson. Rayner takes for Balogun. Ream. Belgium just shepherding the United States away from their goal.
Yeah, they're controlling the game with and without the ball. Everything's played in front of them. Unable to get the ball in wide positions. The United States unable to get the ball to the dangerous players. Balogun has had very little of the ball, very little service as of yet.
Here goes Freeman, who wins a USA corner. As Lukaku and Doku get their final instructions. And it goes towards Freeman. It's another set play that comes to nothing when it promised much.
Here's the goal. Matt Freese deciding he was going to dwell on the ball, and Tim Ream does his best to clear it, but not to be. That's a real nail into the U.S.'s coffin here.
Here's De Ketelaere, who has got 2 goals and an assist really now, after getting the slightest of touches on that ball from Freese. Lukebakio just running out of steam. The Belgian changes just wait for a moment.
Doku will put the fear into the back line of the Americans too. Fresh legs coming onto this stage of the game with his pace to get at them, and also with the finishing power, obviously. Lukaku, 92 international goals to his career, has been an absolute machine for Belgium.
And so the players to be replaced, Dodi Lukebakio. It's the end of his first World Cup start. The way this is going, though, it looks like there will be a chance for another one in the future, and Charles De Ketelaere, he's going to depart as well.
Rudy Garcia trying to get the players off because the substitutions aren't happening quite quickly enough. They just about manage it.
Now the withdrawal of Charles De Ketelaere means there's still no Belgian hat-trick scored at a World Cup finals. He had the potential to get a treble here, but no more. Romelu Lukaku, who scored more goals than anyone wearing the international colours of Belgium, comes on looking to add to his 92 international goals. The previous Belgian record, by the way, was 30, which he smashed and has since been passed by Eden Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne as well. Far and away, Belgium's top ever marksman. Cut out by the Kuiper. This is Tielemans. And now Lukaku. Tillman taking out Tielemans. And a yellow card is flashed in his direction.
Yeah, Tillman's definitely late in that one. It wasn't even close. Pretty easy decision for the official. We have a hydration break.
We do. And Belgium have a 2-goal cushion going into it.
better feeling than all of them. Feel it all with Coca-Cola.
तैँले मेरो रेड बुल देखेछस् मैले हेरिरहेको थिएँ त
मलाई के थाहा
कसले खाएर छोड भरे बेलुका बब्बाल गेम छ रेड बुल स्टक अप गरे
बब्बाल
He's heading for the goal now. Whoa, that's stylish as it gets. He's through now. What a brilliant finish.
Proton EMA 7.
The new TVS N-Torque 125 Race XP. Play smart.
Real fruits बाट बनेको real juice, जीतको real स्वाद.
YY Classic. उही स्वाद, उही याद.
तपाईले चाहेका सामान किन्न अब सोध्नै पर्दैन. MAW हायर पर्चेज.
Oh, what a goal! The whole stadium is on its feet. There is no better feeling than all of them. Feel it all with Coca-Cola.
रिजालको पाइप लीक प्रूफ अनि साच्चीकै बलियो.
Proton EMA 7.
There's no better feeling than all of them. Feel it all with Coca-Cola.
Plenty who are still having a good day out here in Seattle for sure.
Yeah, trying to liven them up with a little bit of Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder in the house. They need a spark. Maybe that'll be it.
We will shortly see Ricardo Pepi. Not quite yet, but he is stripped and ready to go for the United States. Freeman for Balogun. Little touch for McKennie, who couldn't quite gather. It's confirmation of the yellow card picked up by Malik Tillman after he clobbered Yuri Tielemans. And the change for the USA here, Tyler Adams making way for the more attacking Ricardo Pepi.
They have to start taking some chances, the Americans, at this stage. They're going to leave themselves open at this point of the game. 20 minutes or so left. Something has to happen.
Balogun striding away from two, but not number three, who was Ngoy. It will, of course, be in the back of Belgium's minds as time ticks by that a few days ago here they were 2 goals behind and turned the game around to win. Maybe that was mentioned during the hydration break. Don't take anything for granted. Oh, here goes Lukaku, who was pestering Tim Ream. There's a Belgian ball. American entrepreneur Jeff Bezos is in the appropriate attire. Narrowly beating Balogun to the ball. They've kept the USA centre forward very quiet today, Belgium. Tillman. Pops up for Tielemans. Van Aken. Just waiting for the contact, which duly came from Tillman.
Clever play. I have to say that all over the park, Belgium's quality has just shown through today. The Americans have not been able to match it.
Just one of those moments where you're in a bit of a tight spot, praying for that contact from your opponent. And Tillman took the bait. XG-wise, Belgium comfortable in the game, and goals-wise they are too. Looking to stretch away with Doku. Freeman got there in the nick of time, but no corner.
That certainly looked like a mistake. Doku is correct.
Just one of those we saw earlier in the match. A corner can be turned into a goal kick, but a goal kick can't be changed into a corner via VAR. Belgium up to 12 goals now at these World Cup finals. Only France have scored more than they have. Has been a World Cup full of wonderful goals, some great stories, some underdogs who've given us plenty before bowing out. As it stands, it will be Belgium against Spain in the quarter-finals in Los Angeles in a few days' time, which gives us another fascinating contest to digest, if indeed it stays this way. Painful one here for Castagne.
Castagne has been brilliant, as I said before. He's had Robinson basically in his pocket all game. They've had no answers. Pochettino doesn't have any answers for what's going on at the moment.
Castagne, who played one game at Euro 2020 for Belgium, sustained a double fracture of his right eye socket in a horrible collision. But he's well and truly made his mark at these World Cup finals. Making his mark on Malik Tillman there as well. Belgium throw in, despite the best efforts of Tillman. This really is a stunning place to take in football. The view of the city, of the waterfront, and with the baseball stadium right next door. It's a terrific sporting field to this neck of the woods. The law being laid down here.
To say, I think the officials done a really good job managing this game so far. Hasn't been the most difficult game for him, but I like what I've seen.
Well, it had the potential to be a spiky affair, but it's the ability and the skills that have taken centre stage here today. Here's Reina. He hasn't really been able to influence things as yet. Nicely done from Tillman. Freeman trying to navigate his way past De Kuyper. Helped out by McKennie. Pepe hovering, Castagne clearing. Oh, a lovely effort. That just flew the wrong side of the post from Berhalter.
They need a spark, and Berhalter was hoping to get him one. He's certainly capable. It's been absolutely electric in MLS. Trying to make the step up against a tough Belgium side, and there's his dad, former U.S. national team coach himself.
Yes, he became the first person to represent the USA at the World Cup as a player and a head coach. Greg Berhalter. 2 appearances in 2002 before leading them to the second round in 2022. The crowd are well and truly back in the game now.
Yeah, Berhalter sort of stirred him up, trying to get the crowd going and get a little more energy in the building. They certainly need it.
Lukaku. Pinged out towards Trossard. Face to face with Robinson, who emerges with it. Nicely done. There's a bit of room here for Pepe. And a bit of promise for the United States, perhaps, which quickly disappears.
That's the story of the game for the United States. Everything quickly disappears. The openings get closed down so quickly. You don't want to leave Doku here one-on-one. That's, yeah, the United States want to double up on him.
10 minutes to play here. 10 minutes for Belgium to see out or to get stronger. 10 minutes for the USA to find a way to survive.
I think McKennie can play. He's got his arms wrapped around him. Doku feels that pressure. Textbook, really, from Doku.
Balogun, the slip from Mekela, the opportunity for the United States, and Thibaut Courtois stands strong in the moment.
Well, Belgium better liven up a little bit because the Americans do have a little bit more energy in this side, a little bit more balance, and that's a first decent look for Balogun to get one on target, and Courtois, that angle, and as experienced as he is, it's going to be a tough character to beat.
Balogun again, up against Mekela. Whizzed into the box and seen off by the Belgian centre-half, who's been in the wars today but is sticking to his task. The belief is there, literally and metaphorically. Into the crowd it goes. Balogun is there, but so is Courtois, who watched it all the way into his grasp.
Belgium with everybody in the 18-yard box for that set piece. Here's a have a look at a very rare mistake by Belgium defensively. Balogun gets in on net, tough angle. Courtois absolutely perfectly set, great angles, stays up big, and is he ever big? 2 Premier League titles with Chelsea, 3 La Ligas with Real Madrid, and a couple Champions League, and guy's a born winner goalkeeper.
That shot from Balogun moments ago, the second attempt on target for the USA in the game in the 82nd minute, the other of course being the goal in the 17th minute from Malik Tillman. They need to offer more. They're trying to, as Robinson looks to make that his. And sad sight, Amadou Onana having clearly had a fair bit of medical assistance since he left the field.
played his part too. Before he left the field, he was playing really well. Obviously disappointing for him, and hopefully it's not a long-term injury, but I do have my doubts.
Tillman. Berhalter. Robinson. Belgium win it back. It's a USA ball. And they're in a rush, understandably. In from Robinson, away from Pepe and dealt with by De Kuyper, and then Doku can use those fresh legs against Freeman. Freeman seemingly got a touch to the ball, but Doku goes on, and Lukaku now trying to find a way through the forest of legs. Trossard thought about it, and Richards was in the way. So congested back there.
Trossard has been excellent too. His touch and ability to bring players into play and get around and get shots on net, and delivery for one of the goals was just brilliant as well. Top player.
Raskin. Away by Freeman. Tillman. Sharp challenge from Castagna. It was the landing, I think, for Tillman that was the painful part of that.
The referee played advantage, and then after that draws it back and actually does get the foul in the end. Tim Ream has an awful lot to say to the referee. Well, this was the time when we thought Belgium was going to be going out against Senegal 2-0 down, 2 goals down, and the Americans do the same and return the favor.
It would be quite something, wouldn't it? It would be something in the Seattle water, perhaps, if it were to happen 2 games running here.
Well, it didn't look likely for Belgium, I got to be honest.
And the fact that the United States are in the same position here just underlines how remarkable the comeback was from Belgium. 1 goal bred the confidence to go and get the other, and then it was anyone's game.
Doku is exactly what you need as a player that's coming on. He started against Senegal, but you have a man to come on with his pace and strength to hold the ball up. He's drawn several fouls. It's his introduction to this game.
We're going to see double changes for both sides in a moment. But for now, here's Tim Ream. Tillman beaten off the ball by Tielemans, who celebrates as if he scored a 4th. What a player he has been in this tournament and in his career. Time for some changes here. Leandro Trossard to make way here for Alexis Saelemaekers, who recently turned 27. He missed the 2022 World Cup through injury, so we'll enjoy the time he gets at this tournament. And we're also going to see Axel Witsel, who in coming on becomes the oldest Belgian player at a World Cup finals. 37-year-old who actually retired from international football in May of 2023, but has returned to the fold. And this is his 4th World Cup finals, equaling the national record. So he may only get a few minutes here, but it's a big few minutes for him in a landmark sense.
Yes, it is, and he's been a good servant, obviously, to his nation, and going to finish this off here. He's got some ability still at his age.
Tillman, nicely done for Robinson. Trying to tempt it into the middle for Balogun. No one was backing him up at the far post. Robinson. Afston and Wright poised to be introduced for the United States of America. We're going to play a minimum of 4 added minutes. Belgium 4 minutes away from the quarterfinals. Balogun left it, didn't realise he was leaving it for Salamakis. Doku. Taken down painfully. Told to get to his feet. Good challenge from Freeman. Now McKennie. Now Robinson. It has to happen now for the USA, if it's going to happen at all. In truth, it has rarely looked like happening for them today.
No, they've been outclassed, there's no question about that.
Robinson and Balogun will make their exits. Afston and Wright will have a matter of moments. They may not even see the ball. That falls for Lukaku, and he will find the net. He so often has his say, and he helps the Belgians make their way to the quarter-finals of the World Cup finals. A goal scored by Belgium, but in a sense created by the United States of America, who just haven't been able to be at the races today.
They really haven't. And they cough it up again in a really dangerous area. And Lukaku, who else? One chance, one goal. He did it against Senegal. He got that back in the match when he came on as a substitute. The guy is an absolute legend. And then we give him that space and time. Just poorly given away, and then look at that, just a touch out of his feet. Doesn't have anything on his mind except that far corner, and he picks it out like he's done his whole career. Absolutely magical from Lukaku.
He has had such a frustrating season at club level with injury, but he's making up for lost time at the World Cup finals. tribute to Onana after his nasty-looking injury in the first half. The 93rd international goal for Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, that's incredible. And 131 appearances.
Why not them? Why not Belgium? Belgian celebrations fill the Seattle air as the Red Devils roar into the quarterfinals. The round of 16 is where all three co-hosts leave the World Cup party. The American dream fizzles out, despite pockets of promise on the day and plenty to admire during their journey. But today they were outfought, outplayed, and they are out. The Belgians believe, and may well take some stopping. United States of America 1, Belgium 4. Well, there was so much USA momentum coming into today, so much promise, so much to enjoy through their World Cup campaign. But today they just came up against a much better side in Belgium, who really, in truth, bossed the game from the beginning to the end.
They really did. That was a full 90 minutes, and that hasn't always been the case for Belgium. They're growing into this tournament. They're getting better and better. Rudy Garcia nearly saw his side go out against Senegal. They battled back from the opening whistle. They were on the front foot. To be fair, they're always in control.
Rudy Garcia there with a thumbs up for the official, Adam Mahadme, who had a fine game controlling it all. And Belgium had a fine game controlling a match, which from that first whistle they came out fighting.
Brilliant from them, really was. The Americans, they'll be very disappointed the last time they got a quarterfinals, 2002. It's going to have been their level, their last 16. They want to take steps forward, but they were unable to do that today against a quality side of Belgium in this difficult setting in Seattle.
4 goals from 3 different scorers for Belgium. The frustration from a United States point of view, I guess, not just that they couldn't quite keep up in terms of performance, but that 2 of those 4 goals were almost handed on a plate.
But Belgium had other chances too. They could have actually made it even worse. First half they had 2 glorious chances that missed the target for Matt Fries. Disappointing, of course. Pulisic came off with what looked like a twisted ankle of some sort. He wasn't in the game either. They couldn't get the ball to him often enough, and when he did get it, they closed him out. The press, the pressure that Belgium put on this American side didn't let them breathe.
Belgium have scored 13 goals at this World Cup now. Only France have found the net on more occasions. 5 of those 13 goals have come from substitutes, which shows, I guess, the depth of the squad, the desire from those who step onto the field to make a difference. And of course, one player we didn't see today, Kevin De Bruyne, with his experience, with his quality, he is rested up for the quarterfinals effectively.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with him as this tournament goes on. Obviously, he still has immense quality. Before today's last 37 appearances were starting spots for him. One of the best Premier League players of all time, there's no doubt about that. 6 Premier League titles with Man City, a couple FA Cups, Champions League to his name. Magical player. And Belgium, really a transition almost for this national team from what they so-called the golden generation wasn't able to deliver. Maybe without the pressure, this team can do what they were unable to.
And it must be said that at times they looked like they had a few gears to go through as well. It felt like a comfortable win. The scoreline certainly suggested that. Shame for Christian Pulisic, of course, his game ended early through injury. Likewise, Amadou Onana of Belgium. We wait for news on the extent of his injury and the recovery period that he'll have to endure. There will be an element of